fellow viewers, welcome to Wisconsin TV Ghana. On today's discussion, I'm going to take you through how to write out your goal. This has been Mr. Clement Kaku Asiedu-Menlah, the coordinator for Wisconsin Center for Professional Studies. The importance of goal or goals cannot be overemphasized. Now, goals are so important that you need it like a rudder of a ship on the high seas to navigate your life. And so today I'm going to take time, and in subsequent presentations, take time to break it down in a way that will make so much sense to you so that you can imbibe some of these things into your personal lives. Goals have been defined in different ways, but I'm going to give you a working definition to set the stage for my discussion. And I have defined goals as your goal is what you want to change, who will make the change, by how much, and by when. Now you are going to find out that one of the important key words in that definition is the word change. So the point I'm making is that your goal is what you want to change. What you want to change. So what it means is that you cannot set a goal which will not bring a change to your life, to the life of the next person to you, or to things around you, which means that your goal must necessarily bring a change to you. And here we are talking about a positive change, a change from bad to good, a change from worse to doing well. So that is very important. Your goal must necessarily bring a change to you. Now you will notice that in my definition there are some three what we call WH words. That's the word what, who, how much, and then when. Now what I'm saying is that when you set out a goal, or when you write out a goal, it must capture these four WH words. It must answer the question of what. It must answer the question of who. It must answer the question of how much, and it must answer the question of when. Now let me get into the substance of the issue, and that is writing out your goal. In fact, writing out your goal is so important. An American called Mary Gann said goals must be in written form, and that until you put them in writing, they are merely thoughts and hopes. So it's very important your goals are written down. But the good book, the Bible says in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 that write the vision and make it plain on tablet. Of course, vision is the bigger picture of goals, and so in that sense we can exchange goals for vision. So when the Bible says write out the vision and make it plain on tablet, we can literally say write out your goals and make them plain on tablet. So the question of writing your goals is so very important that even the Bible and God himself recognizes that. And that is very important. Now, why should we write out our goals? You write it out so that you don't forget it. One of the important reasons why you must write out your goal is to ensure that you don't forget it. And then you also notice that the sight of your goal elicits action, especially if your goal is motivating enough. Anytime you see it, you are tempted to act. In fact, in that same Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2, the Bible says, so that he will run who sees it. You see, so what it actually means is that when you see your vision, or you see your goal, or the sight, or the sight of your goal or vision begins to cause you to act. The Bible puts it this way, it says you will run. He will run who sees it. When you see it, you are tempted to take an action. So without your goal, action is also stifled. And so it's very important you write your goals down. Okay, so let me give you a few tips or a few pointers when it comes to writing out goals. Number one, each goal should be in one simple sentence. Each goal should be in one simple sentence. So again, going back to my example, I will score 80 marks in pathology at the end of the semester, in the second semester. So that is very important. It shouldn't be in compound sentence or in a complex sentence. Very simple, subject, verb, object, in that manner. Number two, every goal should be in complete detail. And here, when I talk about complete detail, again, you remember in my definition, I said your goal should capture some 4 important things. That is, it should elicit change. It should speak to the question of what you want to change, who will make the change, how much change you are expecting, and when you are expecting the change. So, in as much as your goal should be in one simple sentence, it must be such that it will capture all these 4 key, all these details. It must capture all these details. It must ensure that there's going to be a change and that somebody is taking responsibility and that you know how much change you are expecting, and also when you can stop yourself and then access yourself. So it is very, very important, and it must come in that complete detail in a simple sentence. Yeah, number 3, you must use the word will. You must use the word will instead of would like to or might. In that sense, what I'm saying is that if you look at the example, I said, I will score 80 marks in pathology in this second semester. I did not say I may or I would like to. See, you use the word will so that it will elicit responsibility. It will put responsibility on you. Because if you say, I would like to, you are only expressing a wish. If you say, I may, it is still not heavy enough. If you use the word I will, it makes you feel a sense of responsibility so that you know that you have something to do, and you put your shoulders to the wheel and you go to work to ensure that that change that you've been looking forward to is effected. 4 is that you must paste your goals where you can see regularly. And that's also very, very important when it comes to writing out goals. Now these things are very, very, after it is written, you must ensure that it is pasted where you can see them regularly. So for example, on your wall, on your door, on your fridge, on your bed, especially where you have the direction of your head, so that you can see them as often as possible, or you can see that goal as often as possible. And when that happens, it serves as a reminder so that you don't forget. Because most times we have goals, we have expectations, we have all kinds of wishes and hopes, but because they are not written down, and even when they are written down, they continue to remain, let's say, in our files and in our diaries and in our notebooks and all, sometimes for a moment or for some time until maybe we go to open that book or that file, we tend to forget them. And so goals are such that you must remind yourself almost every day so that it becomes part and parcel of your life, so that whatever you are doing, you are guided by them, and then you seek to drive yourself closer and closer to its achievement. And so it's always very important to ensure that when you set goals, they are pasted where you can see more often. And the 5th one, which happens to be the last for now, is review your goals daily. We are advised to read over our goals at least once or twice in a day, especially early in the morning right after waking up, and then in the evening just before you go to bed. It is very, very important to review them. That means read over them so that constantly you are reminded, and you can constantly also be assessing yourself whether you are making efforts to drive yourself closer and closer to the achievement of that goal. So it's always very important to review your goals. Read them in the morning, first thing in the morning, right after waking up, and maybe after saying your prayers. Take your goals, or especially if you have pasted them on your somewhere on your bed, at least just stretch your neck, read it over, and then convince yourself. Remind yourself as you wake up and you enter, you start your day, at least you remind yourself of the goals you have set for yourself so that you can work towards them. And then in the evening, just before you go to bed, you read over it to again find out whether in the course of the day you made any effort at all to work towards the achievement of that goal. In short, this has been some 5 tips or 5 pointers on how to write out your goals. And these are very, very important things that we need to take note so that our aspirations and hope will not only remain wishful thinking, but will become a reality. And so I want you to keep your fingers crossed and look out for me in the next for more on goals. This is just the beginning, so watch out for me for more on goals. This has been Wisconsin TV Ghana. I am Clement Kaku Asiedu-Menlah, coordinator for Wisconsin Center for Professional Studies. Thank you very much.